things I can't seem to let go, and I feel like I'm all on my own. And some days it gets worse and the memories hurt, but I hope that one day I let go. I know I get mad, too mad, and I don't wanna do that. It hurts bad and I hate when the mood lasts. I move fast and I try hard to move past all the pain, cause I'm looking for a bright side in my mind, cause you only got one life. Need advice from the future, am I alright? If this fight feels like something from your own life, then one time let me hear you sing.
Sometimes things will get hard and leave you covered in scars, but I know I could get out of this. And I feel like life moves way too fast to hold on to things from the past. So goodbye to things I'll never miss.
We don't run, no, we stand together and hold on through the angry weather. We all want to make something better, I know. And my trust has been torn and shredded, it's been rough, but I try to forget it and move on to a place where I can grow. It's time, not holding back, I'm coming and coming fast. I know what I wanna have, the dream is to detach from all that is bad, the things holding me back, the people that didn't last, the evil that kept me mad. This is my life, it's my time to do things just how I like. My runway for the lights, I'ma take flight, and my God is my purpose and my fight. If you feel the same, let me hear you say.
Sometimes things will get hard and leave you covered in scars, but I know I can get out of this. And I feel like life moves way too fast to hold on to things from the past. So goodbye to things I'll never miss. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy, only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it. justice.
Good morning and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick. And turn this on here. Oh man, I couldn't sleep good last night. Kept tossing and turning and didn't sleep well at all. Thinking about what happened with Charlie Kirk last night, like yesterday. I did a whole show yesterday. I think I did over 12 hours. Maybe 13 hours of coverage. Got some coffee here. Get me through the morning show. Train of Truth is here also. And I got some video for us to watch. Some of them, majority is Charlie Kirk. And then I do have a video I want to watch. Paranormal, of course. Paranormal video we're going to review together. What is that day yesterday? Today I still feel that strong energy, but I feel the negative energy that is very high right now. A lot of very, very strong emotional energy that's going on right now. And it's not good for the people's health. It's just not going to be a good thing. But with that said, let me go ahead and take us to the first video I want to show us. Gotta set it up. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Here we go. Let's get to it.
Christina Coleman is back live with that. Christina.
That's right, Tracy. We're hearing that this political contributor, Matthew Dode, got fired. And unfortunately, some on the left in the media, they've made some controversial comments.
Oh, good. They fired
Charlie
him.
Kirk's political assassination. Take a listen.
Yes.
Sir, one of the Doge employees
is.
was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C. That's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in
Smells good.
federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. You can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration so we have no idea about this. But following up on what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing
this guy got fired.
This sort of hate speech.
Him.
Yeah, so that comment got him in some pretty big trouble. MSNBC quickly addressed how inappropriate it was, writing, quote, during our breaking news coverage of the shooting of Charlie Kirk, Matthew Dode made comments that were inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable. We apologize for his statements, as has he. There is no place for violence in America, political or otherwise. And tonight, President Donald Trump also called out anyone making comments demonizing those who disagree with them politically.
It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible.
That's right. No room for that. And again, Fox Digital reporting that MSNBC has fired political analyst Matthew Dode over his inappropriate comments today, according to two sources familiar with the matter. Trace.
Christina, back to you as the news warrants. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest
channels, especially MSNBC. You know, for them to fire him, yeah, it's really bad for the network. They already have a target on their back as it is. And the fact you have these journalists and analysts think that they could just say what they want without, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, but it's free speech." Not if you're in a broadcast network that's reached worldwide and you're spitting your propaganda bullshit. I think there's a limit to that as far as free speech is concerned. And what a horrible tragedy it was yesterday for Charlie Kirk. And man, I feel bad for his wife and kids and his family and friends and a lot of people that have interacted with him and debated with him. It's a sad day. It's just very, very, very sad. And it's just, I didn't sleep good last night because of it. And it's just plaguing my mind because the way I felt yesterday, I knew he died. The energy that I felt inside of me, I knew he died. I knew, and I just kept pushing it like I knew. So let's go ahead and watch this. Actually, let's go over this one here, and let's watch.
Let's bring in documentary filmmaker and commentator Ami Horowitz. Ami, this is a dark day for America. I don't think those celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination, and I've seen, sadly, a lot of that on social media. I don't think those people understand what they have unleashed. The anger, the sadness over this assassination is profound.
Yeah, I think you're right. And before I spit fire, and believe me that I will, let me take a step back and talk about Charlie for a moment and just some personal anecdotes. I considered him a friend. Even though we were a generation apart, he was somebody that if I had a question or some advice, I'd call them and reach out to him. He's so generous with his time. The first time I met him, it was well over 10 years ago, maybe 13, 14 years ago. He was a teenager. He was just starting Turning Point. I think we met at a PragerU conference in California. And somebody introduced the two of us. So this is a guy you should know. His name is Charlie Kirk. He's a comer. And Charlie had been fundraising for Turning Point USA, right? It was the beginning of this organization. And in our conversation, he was talking about the people he's raising money from while he was there. And for anyone who knows who raises money, who has investors, you keep those things close to your vest, right? That's the lifeblood, the money that keeps and creates the organization you're creating. And he mentioned one of these billionaires that he raised some money from. And I just mentioned, just casually, that's a great guy to get money from. I've been trying to reach him for years. Not even asking for a favor. And he immediately said, here's the guy's cell phone number. Give him a call. I'm sure he's happy to help. Okay, that was the kind of guy Charlie Kirk was, okay? A friend to all, a hater of no one. He criticized people, but he did not have hatred in his heart, which makes this even more difficult. Look, I have all types of friends, right? I have friends on the far right. I have friends on the far left. I have friends everywhere in between. And I got to tell you, Rita, I am scared to call some of my friends on the center left, never mind the far left, to talk about this. I'm afraid what they're going to say. Going over the social media, going over Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and listening to what people are saying, even in the mainstream media. I heard you talk about MSNBC over and over again. I think it's important to note the callousness in which they're covering this saddens me and scares me. And if a friend of mine said to me, "Oh, I'm so happy Charlie Kirk is dead," I don't know if I could talk to that person again. I got to be honest with you, Rita. It's just one divide, and it's blaming it's so funny. It's the left blaming the victim, right? He deserved it, what he said. By the way, he wasn't an alt-right figure. He was a mainstream Republican, right? He believed in family values. He believed that if you're a woman, you're a woman. If you're a man, you're a man. He didn't have hate in his heart. He was about openness. He had a free speech roadshow, right, where he went to engage people on the left, not to demonize them or attack them, to find out what they thought. And this, I got to say this, we talked about the violence of the left over and over again. I hate it, but we keep talking about it because it's a recurring theme in our political landscape. And this is another example of that truth, that the political violence we've seen mostly, not exclusively, but mostly comes from the left. And we see on the right, what that actually is the exception that proves the rule, right? And I want to go back for a second to Louis Mangione, because I got to say, every time I think about Charlie's death, I think about Louis Mangione. That to me was really, and the pun is intended, the turning point to this. Because it was when he was murdered, this man who was a healthcare executive, he wasn't even a political figure, right? He didn't have, as far as I know, any political thoughts, certainly not publicly, right? He was a businessman who was murdered because he happened to be in an industry the left didn't like, okay? And the mainstream left, Vita, were talking about how wonderful it was and joked about the killing of this business executive. That to me was a significant change in our political culture. Our campuses are, look, as you know, I'm no stranger to violence from the political left. I've been attacked physically on a university campus not that long ago. Why? Because I raised the American flag. Look, you said it. This is something, they've unleashed something dark and terrible, and I'm afraid of what's to come.
That's scary.
I'm with you 100%. If I hear anybody in my orbit express any sort of joy or try to justify this murder, they're cut. You can't have people like that in your life. That's just pure evil. Why would you want to have that in your circle? And like you said, Charlie was hardly a radical. He just expressed very much mainstream views. Things like there's only two genders, that people should get married and raise kids. So that's where you find your greatest happiness. He wasn't some firebrand with radical ideas, not that would justify violence, but we are seeing violence on university campuses, and research from the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression shows that 1 in 3 students say that political violence is acceptable. We've got 3 in 4 who are saying that shouting down someone is acceptable on campus, but 1 in 3, Army, who think violence is acceptable, to silence someone who you don't agree with. That is just chilling.
It is, and that certainly tracks with my experience. It's also a feature of the left. Look, the truth is the left has no affinity for free speech, right? They haven't for a long time. They used to be champions of free speech. I remember the days, and Rita, I'm sure you do also, where the ACLU, right, a leftist organization, championed free speech to the point where, I don't know if many of you guys remember, but when I was a kid, the Nazis were marching in a town called Skokie outside Chicago, and it was the ACLU, the left, that defended their right to do that. Well, what has happened to the ACLU is indicative of the left in general and how they've changed their views on free speech. No other than New York Times, right, did this really fascinating article a number of years ago about the transformation of the ACLU, and it says everything about the left and free speech, and that they had and the New York Times admitted that they have completely changed their perspective. They have become an anti-free speech organization. They had become an organization that censors people's speech, which tracks exactly with what we see on the left, particularly on our campuses, where this has been this petri dish of radicalism that we've seen, right, and violence that we've seen.
Ami Horowitz, thank you so much for your time tonight.
That is so wild, man. Let's just keep going. Let's keep watching more news on this. Let me put the volume up on it.
Joins me now. So, Speaker, I mean, there was an opportunity to have a prayer on the House floor today. It didn't even happen. There was just yelling and screaming. I mean, what's this country come to?
It was a sad day on Capitol Hill. It was, Jesse. We're all still kind of in shock. I mean, there are many Republican members in Congress who are friends with Charlie. He was a good friend of mine. I mean, he was a man of deep faith, as you know. He and I talked about that a lot. He was a man of deep conviction. I mean, I think he brought more productive content to the free marketplace of ideas than anybody in his generation. He was a singular talent. He'll be greatly missed, and it doesn't even seem real tonight, honestly. But the mood in Congress today was something unlike I haven't seen since that shooting that involved the congressional members on the baseball field that Ron DeSantis was just referring to. I mean, a really somber mood and hard to describe, really. I led the chamber in a moment of prayer and quiet reflection, which is the custom in the House. And then a motion was made on the floor to have a vocal prayer, and it turned into an argument. You know, that's where our politics are in the country right now. We have got to turn the heat down a little bit. We got to have civil discourse. The great tragic irony about this, one of the tragedies, is that
you're not turning down the
Charlie
heat.
Represented that, the best of it. I mean, he's the guy that was the champion out on the front lines, having the debate. But he loved on the people that disagreed with him, right?
Yeah,
he didn't regard them as enemies. That was the whole point. He loved it, and he loved the debate. He loved the exchange, and he loved the people that were on the other side of the table. And that's what's so important for us to remember. We shouldn't regard one another as enemies. We're fellow Americans, and we should have vigorous debate, but it cannot lead to political violence. It's just too much.
You know, as sharp as his tongue was, and it was sharp, he had such a gentle soul, and he embraced his political opponents, if you can call them that, like they were his brother, they were his sister. They could have it out and ask each other questions. And then afterwards, they could kind of have a laugh about it. You know, we kind of mixed it up, and that was fun. And we'll see you back here next campus tour. I mean, that's kind of what this country's been all about since the founders, since the Lincoln Douglas debates, since presidential debates. I mean, this is what we do on Fox. I mean, it's a cable channel where we just debate on the 5 with other people, and then afterwards, maybe we'll go get a drink. Why can't we do that? Why is there such a threat to free speech in this country?
You know, I think part of the dynamic now that did not exist in previous generations is social media. It's really been a toxin in politics, and it's made it a much more sort of hostile environment to have those kind of discussions and debates, and we lament that. I mean, it's a sad development, but we've got to develop as the technology does, and we have to address it. We have to address the humanity of people. We have to recognize that there is this sort of level of civility that we have to maintain. It's part of the fabric and tradition of America. They've always had vigorous debates. I mean, they had vigorous debates at the founding of the country 250 years ago, but they did not regard one another as enemies, and they were able to work it out and still be friends and colleagues. And we've got to bring that spirit back. I mean, I think leaders on both sides of the aisle need to do that. And this is a moment. I think something changed today. I really do. There's a different kind of mood now on Capitol Hill and around the country. And I think it's an opportunity for us to speak truth into that. Let's talk about the founding principles of America that Charlie Kirk was a champion of, our Judeo-Christian foundations, the moral consensus that makes us who we are in a country. That's really important for us to talk about, especially on the eve of the 250th anniversary of the greatest nation in the history of the world. This is not who we are.
I feel the gravity of the moment you're talking about. I know you do, your colleagues do, and millions of Americans do. But what if the other side doesn't? What do we do? What if they don't get it? I mean, you look at some of these other cable channels, they don't get it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And some of the things that have been said on the leftist, networks is just, it's incredible, outrageous. I hope they regret some of the things they were saying on live television. I hope that they'll come back and apologize for that, but maybe they won't. But I tell you what we need to do is spend time trying to see one another as people again. Somebody said it's hard to hate someone if you know the names of their children. It's about relationship, right? And our job in Congress is to convince the people on the other side of the aisle that our argument is correct. Charlie was a great model for that because he never shied away from debate, but he never hated the guy that he was debating. That was the key. He believed in the biblical admonitions. There's a passage in the New Testament that says all of us as Christians, believers, we're supposed to be engaged ultimately in the ministry of reconciliation. What does that mean? It means that you leave the door open to reconcile with those who disagree, and that a gentle word and a gentle admonition is better than returning fire for fire. Right? Sometimes we got to remember those principles, and I think Charlie was one of the best at it. Yeah, he had sharp debates, but he always went and was willing to put his arm around the person that he was debating. And the reason that he was so engaged and so passionate about what he did, Jesse, I know he and I talked about this, is because he genuinely loved everybody, and he wanted to bring them to the truth. And he was so effective at doing it. And I don't know if anybody will be able to fill those shoes.
Yeah, well, no one on our side is going to start shooting anybody. We know that for sure. You're saying there should be gentle admonition. I think maybe it could be a little bit more firm this time, so they get it, because sometimes they need a little to understand. Very good talking to you. Very sad day. May peace be with you.
It is.
Man, that's crazy.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News.
Crazy. The whole news is all about this.
All right, if you're just joining us, Charlie Kirk, American icon, my friend, dead tonight at 31. He was assassinated while speaking to kids, young people, at a college campus event at Utah Valley University. Here with me is Jason Chaffetz, former Utah congressman, Fox News contributor. Jason's been with Fox most of the day because Jason was there today. Jason, I know you've told different versions of this, but very specifically, and I know how incredibly devastated you are, that goes without saying, but tell us exactly what happened leading up to the gunshots.
There were 2,000 plus people there to hear Charlie Kirk and talk and take questions from anybody and everybody. And straight up at noon, he came out, was throwing hats to everybody. Prior to him stepping out, they were chanting USA, USA. Another chants were Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk. They were chanting that. I'd venture to say 95+% of the people were younger than the age of 30. And they were ready there for some dialogue. And there's a group in this shot right there. Those people closest to you up on that second level, that's where they had a transgender flag. And Charlie leaned over and invited him, hey, come be part of the conversation. And, the crowd cheered. But the first person got up and asked a question about religion. And he went way out of his way to a predominantly, we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, predominantly, not everybody, the Mormons, if you will. And he said, look, I'm not here to bash on people. I'm on my own spiritual journey. I want you to be on your spiritual journey. I'm not here to bash LDS people. This is who I believe. And the first speaker disagreed with him, and he bantered with him. The second person, Laura, came up and said, I have a question about transgender shooters, mass shooters. And before they even started that dialogue, the shot rang out. I saw Charlie, fall back to his left, and the crowd hit the ground. You heard screams, and then people started running. And some of those shots, one's on foxnews.com, I can see myself in the background of that shot. That's the picture at the event. And it was just horrific. It was just so devastating. And I have every emotion. I'm mad because I want to know who the shooter is. I want people to understand there's true evil that needs to be rooted out. But I also want them to know there's pure good. That my kids, people in our family who are in their 20s, they were excited to meet two people. I meet a lot of people. I'm on television. I'm a former congressman. Yeah. There's two people in the world they want to meet: Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, my son Nico was same thing. They wanted to meet Charlie. Yeah. That's just what they were looking forward to, and those young people. Yeah. What was security like, to the extent there was security, getting into the area where he was speaking?
0 to none. Right above where Charlie was speaking, there was an awning, and people had gathered above that, and they pushed him off to the side. There were a couple of people in police, wearing, uniformed police. Charlie has his own detail, but look, you got 2,000-3,000 people, and there's a couple of people with Charlie's personal security detail. But again, we're talking a handful of 2 or 3 people. And so, no, look, it's an open campus. This is Utah, for goodness sake. These things don't happen. We don't have shootings. I mean, we do, but come on. This is our state's largest university, 40,000 students. It's an open atmosphere. But I worry that the days of true dialogue, they're getting shut down. And I think that's what the evil left, if you will, they want to shut it down. Because he is so effective.
Yeah, they wanted to shut him down because he was so effective, but they also want to stop political or even cultural speakers from going to campus. And what they're going to say is it's a liability risk for the university. We can't do it. We can't guarantee security. So then the students miss out on actually engaging with individuals. Maybe they'll be liberals. Maybe they'll be conservatives. Charlie obviously was a strong conservative, strong Christian, but that's what they want to happen. And unfortunately, I believe this will drive a lot of colleges and universities to say, no, we're not. We just can't. We can't secure this. Can't do it.
Yeah.
That's what I fear. And Jason, when you saw Charlie fall back, and I had a chance to talk to someone else who was there, and you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Said I knew he was gone. Knew he was gone.
Yeah.
And inconsolable.
I did too.
It was too close. I mean, that shot had to come from close. Some people are saying, "Oh, now it might be a rooftop." That's not a far shot. Law enforcement saying it might be 200 yards. I doubt it's even that long. And anybody with a rifle, you know, in a prone position with if that's truly what happened. Law enforcement's been scant with information, but it just worked because there was, like I said, no security. That's the way it should be, but unfortunately, in today's world, there's evil. There's evil.
Jason, thank you so much. I know what a day this has been for you, and we really, really appreciate your voice. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to
much.
subscribe.
It's crazy. Hold on. Continue on with the news here.
Ron DeSantis is here. I know, Governor, you've been at these Turning Point USA events. He has an infectious spirit, the energy. It's just incredible what they've taken away.
No question. And, on the one hand, it's immensely sad when you see someone 31 years old, beautiful young wife and young kids taken from us in this way. But I got to tell you, my sadness when I heard the news has been overcome with anger. I'm very angry that you had a guy that dedicated his life to taking the ideas that we all believe in and bringing them to inhospitable environments, the college campus. People talked about him running for office. He could have gotten elected to some red legislative district. He wouldn't have had nearly the impact. He chose to go in the places where he knew he was going to get pushback. But he was dedicated to this idea that, you know what? I have a right to speak my mind. I want to change your mind. You can ask me tough questions. I'm going to be respectful and civil, but I'm going to tell you what I believe. And that's what he was doing when he got assassinated for political purposes. So I think he left a big legacy. Obviously, it's going to shatter the family, but this is a big wound for this nation because a Republican government cannot endure if we cannot have situations where it's safe to disagree, where you can actually go and give a different perspective. But we've seen people get shut down on college campuses. We've seen violence, not approaching this level, on college campuses. And then this event, I think, really gets to the heart of whether Republican government can long survive. So I'm very angry at what happened today. Obviously, they got to catch this guy, and we need a very quick death penalty prosecution. I don't want to see this take forever and a day. We need justice for this.
So we had two guys, suspects, in custody. They've both been released. It's a very dicey situation out there. As you know, the guy that murdered those 4 kids in Idaho, he got all the way across the country in a car afterwards. So I think the FBI really, really, really needs to.
I'm going to continue this in a moment. Just give me 1 second because there's other news going on. And right now, Trump is about to speak at a 9/11 ceremony here. So let's watch.
Please remain standing for the presentation of colors and the playing of the national anthem.
Okay.
Performed by the United States Air Force Band, directed by First Lieutenant Julian Scanius, and the Joint Armed Forces Chorus, directed by Captain Bonnie Alger.
Wow, Melania is wearing all black. Like, she's in mourning. Wow. Wow, Melania, she's oh my god, she looked distraught. Oh goodness gracious. Sucks, man. Is that a black suit that Trump is wearing? I just noticed it now from a distance. Like, I see Melania in black, but wow, Trump wearing black with the red tie. The Hegseth is wearing a blue suit. Man, this is gonna be devastating. And Melania feels horrible. I guarantee you she's tore up inside. Because I believe Barron Trump was really good friends with Charlie. Barron Trump was really good friends with Charlie Kirk. And to have this happen, I'm pretty sure Byron, it's just going to be horrible. Oh my God. What a horrible feeling.
Dr. Paul W. Ambrose. Specialist Craig S. Amundsen, United States Army.
Okay, they're gonna go through the names of the ones who passed away, which I believe this was not a plane attack that hit the Pentagon. Just to be straight up with you guys, I don't believe that. Let me see if the FBI, if the FBI is having a conference yet, in reference to the shooting of Charlie Kirk yesterday. Let me see if they are, because there's supposed to be a press conference. Let me see if they started that yet. Let me see here. Let me go ahead and tap in here. Let's put up the volume. Let's just listen in here and what they're saying.
Okay, one more mic check. 1, 2, 3. This is a mic check. 1, 2, 3.
That's right, John. We are on the campus where Charlie Kirk was shot yesterday, waiting for an update. It is about 7 a.m. in the morning here. Coming up to 19 hours since Kirk was shot. And of course, as every hour passes, that's an extra hour for this suspect to get further away from this scene. Now, the FBI is appealing for any video, anything that can help them in this search. We know that there is security camera video of this suspect. We know that there is a lot of student shot video of a figure running on a roof, clad in dark clothing. We do not know for certain if that is the shooter. We also know that there are a number of crime scenes currently being analyzed by investigators. They say based on the movements that they know of both the victim and the suspect. We, as I say, expect to hear updates now. We don't know what we're going to hear. We are waiting to hear any second. Now, we know that the suspect wearing jeans, black shirt, black mask, long rifle. That is all we have been told so far. And we believe that the shot was fired from the top of a building here on campus, about 200 yards, a direct line of sight to where Charlie Kirk was sitting under that little easy up tent in the courtyard. We know that there was police activity on the roof of that Losi building.
Can't hear you, buddy. Oh no, somebody have like technical difficulties. Can't hear you. His audio went out. Does Forbes have a problem with the audio? There you go. They had their
Yeah, sure did.
okay, their audio's back. For some reason, their audio got cut off. So we're gonna wait here and get an update from the FBI officials. They're holding a press conference, and the manhunt continues for Charlie Kirk's assassin. Like I said, this was not an amateur. I spoke upon this yesterday. I felt like this person had a significant amount of training. You cannot just take a shot from a distance like that without learning trajectory. Also the wind, because the wind does push the bullets from left to right. So the high caliber, maybe 5.56 rifle, it's one that you can take from a good amount of distance, 200, 300 yards. I'm just thinking, like, what a horrible way to die, It's like, I don't care what party or what affiliation, it doesn't make sense. I think Trump should eliminate the party system. I think this is time now, because the crimes and the political bullshit is just getting to a level that they think this is gangs. Like, we're in a gang. Like, the left is a gang, the right is a gang, and the two gangs are going at it. And you have the left that are really aggressive. Like, they're very aggressive. The left can be very aggressive. And the right, they have their ways too, and they're not all innocent neither, but they're not as violent as the left are. Like, it's sad. You know what I mean? It is really, really sad. Somebody walked up to the podium. Let me tap in here. Listen.
E-R-T, last name B-O-H-L-S. And then for the Utah Department of Public Safety, we have Commissioner Bo Mason, B-E.
They're announcing their name, so they don't have to do it when they're in the conference. They're about to start this. There's
Anybody need to repeat that? One more time. Robert Bowles, R-O-B-E-R-T, Bowles, B-O-H-L-S, and then Bo Mason, B-E-A-U, Mason, M-A-S-O-N. Everybody got that?
I need to go heat up my coffee. That's what I'm going
Hi
to do.
everyone, my name is Hillary Kellner. I'm the Communications Director for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today we will have two speakers, one representing the state of Utah and one representing our federal agencies. They will be providing some updates as well as a recap of what happened here at Utah Valley University yesterday. We will be able to take a couple of questions after they are done speaking, but it will be short in order to stay in tune with the president speaking at 9:45. So I'll go ahead and introduce Commissioner Bo Mason.
Yeah, the president's supposed to speak, and I have him here. So the president's supposed to speak at 9:45.
Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. I'd be remiss if we didn't start off today and recognize the significance of the day. Historically, on 9/11, law enforcement has come together as a group to recognize and honor those that sacrificed to preserve the ideals of this country, the freedoms of this country. And instead, we find ourselves today hunting a murderer who chose to violate our rights, the rights of an individual within this country. Just to recap yesterday's events, at around 12:20 p.m., political influencer Charlie Kirk was at Utah Valley.
Good morning, Seven. How you doing, brother?
Sponsored event with Turning Point USA. Charlie was shot at that event. He was transported to a local hospital where he later passed.
They still looking for the shooter.
Body was moved to the state office of the medical examiner. We will continue to facilitate movements to get him home today and with his family. Yesterday, during the investigative process, we located a couple of persons of interest. We interviewed those individuals, and after releasing them and after clearing them of being suspects, they faced scrutiny, they faced threats. We asked the public to be patient with the investigative process. These individuals were not suspects, they were people of interest. We ask that you do not impose
Nice. Grocery shopping in the morning is the best time to do it too. I do it too early in the morning. I tend to go like at 7 in the morning.
I'd like to thank all the investigators that are involved in this. They have worked around the clock, all day yesterday, through the night last night. Investigators from the State Bureau of Investigations, from county, from city agencies, the university, our federal partners with the FBI, the ATF, and many others. Those are just a few of the people that we have involved in this. I'd like to thank all of them for their strong work. Through all that work last night, we were able to make a few breakthroughs. We were able to track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
Wow.
Our investigators worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time.
Well, why not?
Working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual. If we are unsuccessful, we will reach out to you as the media and we will push that publicly to help us identify.
Oh man, we can fucking find out who he is right away.
Now, and we would like to move forward in a manner.
Oh, this is bullshit, Seven.
And moves this process appropriately.
Oh, I can't wait to talk to Tyson about this tonight.
Last night I communicated with Erica.
Oh, this is going to be a good topic.
Family's devastated. As a commissioner of public safety, as a father, as a husband, I can only imagine what that family's going through. The heinous event that happened yesterday is not Utah. This is not what we're known for. Over the past several weeks, we've seen the state come together to help families in mourning, come together as a community to show what Utah is known for a state of character, of service, of camaraderie, of a neighboring feel. We will not stand for what happened yesterday. We are exhausting every lead. We have every officer invested in this, every investigator, every local agency. The outpouring of support from the law enforcement community has been astounding. We are investing everything we have into this, and we will catch this individual. Having walked through the crime scene, through the hallways of this school, through the classrooms, I can't imagine what the people on scene felt as well. A horrific event where some of them barricaded in classrooms, some of them ran in fear. Can't overstate the tragedy and the horrific event that yesterday was, and how we will work to bring to justice the actions of one individual or any other individuals that assisted in that. Our state has gone through a lot, and we will come out successful. With that, I'll turn the time over to Special Agent Rose.
Good morning. My name is Robert Bowles, and I am the Special Agent in charge of the Salt Lake Field Office. Following yesterday's tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk, FBI agents have been working around the clock in coordination with our law enforcement partners. We are and will continue to work nonstop until we find the person that has committed this heinous crime and find out why they did it. This morning, I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting.
Oh, they got the weapon.
High-powered bolt-action rifle. That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. So the FBI laboratory will be analyzing this weapon.
Oh, wow.
Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis. Now, I understand there are a lot of questions about motive. I assure you that all leads, tips are being fully investigated. As of this morning, we received more than 130 tips. We thank the community for that. The FBI has brought every resource to bear, and we will continue to do so throughout the course of this investigation. The FBI's mission is to protect the American people. It's to uphold the Constitution of the United States. Any attack on the First Amendment is an attack on the very foundation of our democracy. That is why we will relentlessly pursue this case and the shooter until we find him. We also continue to grieve with the family and the community. It's our community. If you have any video or images from the shooting, we ask you to please submit them to our digital media tip website at www.fbi.gov/Utah Valley Shooting. You can also call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. We truly rely on the public's help in these types of cases, and no tip is too small or insignificant. Thank you.
Commissioner James Matthews from Sky News. Can I ask about the shooter? There's clearly information about him or her. You say you're confident at this stage in terms of tracking down who they are. Can you talk to us about their movements, their demeanor? Do you think it's a man? And also, can I ask, what were the security arrangements in place? Was that roof being monitored? It's a question many people will have, particularly after Putnam.
So what I'll release about the suspect is suspect blended in well with a college institution. We're not releasing any details right now, and we will soon. But right now we're not. But that individual appears to be of college age. We are confident in our abilities to track that individual. If we're unsuccessful in identifying them immediately, we will reach out for the public's help and the media's help in pushing those photos. That was a new development overnight, working through the night, studying those cameras. So that's something that's new and that we're working through right now. As far as the security, I cannot speak to that. Neither the Department of Public Safety nor the Federal Bureau of Investigation was involved in the planning or security of this event, and that'll have to be a question later for other agencies.
Special Agent in charge, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned that you found the gun in a wooded area. Do you believe that the suspect could be hiding in the woods? And is that suspect possibly still in this area?
So that's a good question, and it's a question that goes to the safety of the community, right? No, not in those woods. We walked through those woods and secured it. As to the community, I can tell you that this was a targeted event. We don't believe the community is at risk. However, we're exhausting every resource to find him, and we will do so.
Special Agent Bill's on the BBC. From the images you have, can you see clearly the suspect's face? You say he's college age. Do you believe he was from this university? And how far do you think he may have gone in this time span?
So I can't comment specifically on his face or any details such as that, as it's continuing to be a part of the investigation. And
Why not?
Shortly.
Really?
However,
This is why FBI fucking
doing
sucks.
everything we can to find him, and
You know what I mean?
we're not sure how
They're
far
not
he's gone.
transparent.
And you do believe
If they have the evidence, put it out there.
we have images of the suspect.
The community will find this motherfucker.
Able to recover. Do you believe you know who this person is, the person that you're looking for at this point?
Again, as part of the investigation, we're not releasing any details of that.
Any
fingerprints or crazy.
DNA?
We are exhausting all of our resources to be able to collect those, but that's again part of the investigation.
Have you found the owner of the gun?
Excuse me?
You said you found the weapon. Have you been able to trace back the owner of that weapon or purchased it?
We are working on that, but again, part of the investigation.
Agent
Wallace, there's been a lot of turnover at the FBI. Do you think that's impacting the investigation at all?
Not at all. We've got complete and total support from everyone from the director on down, and it's been an incredible supportive environment so far.
Are tweets like the one yesterday useful there, where we announced that there's a suspect in custody?
All I can say is that we're working the investigation the best we have with the environment we're given.
Those are all the questions for right now. Thank you, everybody.
Wow. Okay. This was this is nothing but incomplete update. I feel like if you have video, if you have pictures, if you have evidence to declare what this motherfucker, who this motherfucker is, you would show that to the people. Show what the person looks like. Like how many times we've seen videos that people have seen, like the subject, like the person of interest on video, and you see rapidly they get tips and they find the person and they get the person. Like, why are they not showing this individual to the public? Why the secrecy, FBI? Like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on? Like, that is stupid. If you have the evidence and you have the video and you're telling us, yeah, he jumped from here, he jumped over the roof, and he jumped over here, and he ran to the woods, and he dropped his gun and did all this stuff, right? But then they can't find the individual, and they won't provide the videos or at least still pictures of what this person was wearing, what this person possibly looks like. Nothing. We get zero. Like, how is this safe for the public? How is Lord? No wonder they want me to be a congressman so bad here in Connecticut. Like, people always tell me, you should run for Congress. You should go and run for Congress. I go, nah, people will listen. Anyways, the Democrats here are just relentless. I'm like a tadpole in an ocean full of predator sharks, and they're all Democrats, and it's disgusting. Why not provide at least a still picture? How many times we had investigations that they show a video, they show the picture of the corporates of who did the crimes, and at least we'll know, okay, he's this tall, he looks this slim or this size. Put a bolo out, a description, but we're not even getting that. Like, the public's not even getting that. It's like, the public, don't worry, you don't need to know anything. The only thing you need to know is we're on it and we're doing our jobs to find this individual. But yeah, we have video. Yeah, we seen like his face and so forth, but we're not gonna release that to the public because we're gonna run that through some kind of app that's like a face recognition, and then we could get a detail of who this person is. That sounds fucking stupid. That sounds like a waste of fucking time. That's like a waste of taxpayers' money. How about releasing the damn video to the public, let the people see it, and determine, oh shit, that's the motherfucker? Oh, we know that motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy, man. Sounds familiar with the why we don't get to see the Epstein stuff. Exactly. And not only the Epstein, how about the Diddy? Diddy dum diddy do. He had all cameras facing at you, and everybody was freaky doody do in the beds and doing all this craziness as he's recording everybody doing all this freak offs and all this craziness. But the government's like, no, we're not going to release those videos because they're too graphic or whatever, and we don't want to implement all these A-listers and people of power, because if we get them all, the industry could collapse, and there goes Hollywood. So Hollywood is being protected because they're not releasing the list. They're not going to release the Epstein list. They're not going to release freaking the Diddy list. The Diddy list is even more impactful. But has anyone spoken about Diddy? Has anyone even mentioned Diddy? I know Diddy is still in jail, right? But why is he still in jail if he got acquitted of the RICO Act? So there's something deeper and darker, and the fact that they didn't even bring it to court, they didn't even talk about it. They only had a couple of witnesses. Like here's like 4 or 5 witnesses, and that's gonna determine all the decades of crime and bullshit this guy was doing. Right, but we're gonna leave it to these individuals, and we're not gonna question nobody from the tapes. We're not gonna question Justin Bieber at all. We're not even gonna touch Justin Bieber, but the fact that little boy got it, and not only him, but Usher and other kids too. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Diddy list. Epstein list, like Trump saying, that's really a big Democratic field of bullshit. You gotta understand. Clinton was at the island. A lot of Democrat politicians were at that island. Okay? Trump showed up in pictures with Epstein, and back in those days, guess what? Back in those days, Trump was a Democrat. So, of course, he's going to be caught up in that shit because he was part of the Democratic Party. He just flipped to run against Hillary Clinton. He flipped from the Democrats to become Republican, and then the Republicans put him on the top of the ticket and had him run against Hillary Clinton and won. Come on, man. It's like people don't pay attention. That's the biggest problem in the world. They're too busy and they don't focus on what goes on every day in our government, and it's a sad thing. I cover it so people can see what I watch, and the information that I intake, because I'm live right now, so you guys are seeing exactly what I'm doing. Drink some coffee too. I gotta heat it up. I need to give it one heat cycle, and then I'll be done with the coffee. But the Epstein files, there's a lot of the Democrats are just, I think that's one of the main reasons, because that's just gonna explode on the Democratic Party so badly, and they're trying to protect the Democrats as much as possible. But at this point, are they gonna find the shooter? That's the biggest question, right? Are they gonna find the shooter who shot and killed Charlie? I don't. It doesn't look good. I just, that's all I can say. It just doesn't look good. let's go back to the story and finish it up before Trump comes on and speak. Let's go back to the story here.
Some luck here and work their tails off to make sure we get this guy fast, because the longer he's at large, the harder it is to apprehend him.
Well, and he had the perfect opportunity to blend in because the crowd dispersed. No one knew, there were still going to be shots, and everyone's running for their lives, and that's a scene of chaos. But I do think he had to seem like he was in some type of sniper overwatch position.
Yep.
Reports I saw was a couple 100 yards. That's something that somebody should have seen him set up. There should be some evidence of this. So I hope that they're able to piece that together very, very quickly.
The hostility that you're seeing on these campuses. I mean, we joke about it because sometimes it's a little silly, but now it's not silly. I mean, you'd never expect this in some rough neighborhoods in urban America. You don't expect this in a college campus in Utah.
No, but I think it flows from this intolerance to opposing ideas. One of the things we've done in Florida is say students are going to be held accountable if they are interfering in a graduation ceremony or shouting down a speaker, because that's not behavior that's conducive to a free exchange of ideas. And so I think that's very important. Now, this is obviously a premeditated assassination to try to snuff out an opposing viewpoint. So yeah, this is the most extreme example we've ever seen, but the intolerance has been very real for a long time. And, that's part of the reason I think why so many people respected Charlie, because he knew he was going into the lion's den when he's going on the campuses of these universities. He knew what he was in for. And yes, there are threats. He probably got threats almost every time he went. We've seen that happen in the past. So his commitment to these principles, even when it's not easy, is something that we should all really give credit for.
I completely agree. And the country needs more of that. You need more debates. You need more free exchanges of ideas. The left has to come over here and listen for once, and they can throw out ideas. We need to listen. God knows we listen and we've heard enough. But to kill somebody because you don't like what they're saying, no, we're done with that. And there will be consequences for this.
Well, I was a congressman, Jesse, years ago, and just narrowly got out of the congressional baseball field when you had a deranged gunman shoot Steve Scalise and others. And he did that because he was a leftist and he didn't like that there were Republicans practicing baseball. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is a charity baseball game, and you have someone that's so deranged and so filled with hate that he just wants to go out there and start spraying bullets around a field. But that is just the situation that we see increasingly in this country, and it's got to change.
Yeah, it'll change. You better believe it will. Governor, thank you so much.
Man, that's
thanks.
Click here to
so
subscribe
disturbing,
to the Fox
man.
News YouTube page.
It's just everybody's like really upset about this. It's just not good. Any moment Trump is gonna come up and speak, and we'll have that live here on My Mind Over Your Matter. Trump is participating in the September 11 event at the Pentagon, so he will be speaking live at the Pentagon. We'll see what he says. I mean, having to deal with 9/11 in itself, it's hard, but man, having someone close to you being assassinated just for speaking and having free speech and allowing others to debate with him, free speech, I've seen a lot of videos of Charlie Kirk, him debating, especially with that group, that mafia group. I hate to mention their alphabet letters because it's just, at this point, they should be marked as a terrorist group. At this point, they need to be retitled. They are domestic terrorists. You know, if you don't agree with their agenda, then you're a dead man, pretty much. And I never got that group. I never been a participant of that group and don't care for that group at all. But let's see. I think Trump is going to be speaking in about 5 minutes. So I do have a feed here that I will be sharing and watching together with you guys. I'm just letting all the festivity, all the stuff and the singing and all that go through. And once he steps up to that podium, I'm going to throw it live to Trump. And we'll see what he has to say. This will be his first speaking against engagement. And let's see what he's gonna speak upon first. I mean, you do have today is 9/11, and but you had a tragedy yesterday with Charlie Kirk, which is a national tragedy. You know, it was just someone so gifted, so special, you know, and did it his way and was very successful and very smart and had his life just cut short because he went to a university to debate people and to talk to people and have a open dialogue and open debate, you know, talking about any topics. You know, he was not one to shy away from a debate. Like he literally went into the danger zone, you know, and a lot of people, you know, they can't handle the truth. And since they can't handle the truth, they assassinate these individuals. And it kind of gave me like memories, like instantly, like of history when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and the way he was assassinated. It just what happened to Charlie Kirk. It reminded me of JFK. And I was not alive when JFK got assassinated. You know, everything I've learned has been from videos and books I've read and history, you know, telling us, you know, what happened and so forth. And it was well documented. But the feeling that I felt when my phone was going crazy and I looked at the phone and it said Charlie Kirk has been shot in the neck, instantly fear grew all over my body, my arms, my stomach started hurting. I think I mentioned it on the show, the long version, the 10-hour plus show I did, the morning wake and bake. When I have that false ending, because there's an ending that the show was coming to an end, and right at the end I continued the show because that's when the breaking news was breaking, and it just kept going on with the show. And I was not feeling good, my stomach was hurting, like I felt his anger. I felt like Charlie, like I felt red inside, you know. I felt like really not good. And it's documented, so you guys could go and watch. And what I felt was rage, like so mad that this life was taken away from him, and he's not gonna like grow and see his kids get married and have their kids and be grandparents and do all the what a parent, you know, do, raising their kids and taking them places and building core memories. He won't have that opportunity, you know, and the fact that he died so young, you know, it's even worse. 31 is very young, very very young. Um, I would say young adult, because I think in the 20s people think, oh, since they reach 18, I'm an adult now. I'm an adult. I don't think you turn to adult until you're like in your 30s, and I'm talking about like young adult. I think um children are still developing at the age of 18, even at the age of 24, and some develop a little bit later than that, and based on their maturity and level of education too, and their upkeepings at home plays a big factor in how society is today. And the fact that every day people are making mistakes, people are killing people. Last time I checked, guns do not kill people. I never seen a gun get up and go and shoot somebody. I've never in my life has ever seen that. And I watch a lot of paranormal activity stuff, and you never seen a spirit come and grab a gun and shoot somebody. Not yet. These motherfuckers got a lot of power, so don't give them any thoughts. But I hope they find this guy. I really do. And let's see if Trump is talking. So let me go back over here. Not yet. This feed, let me boost it up because it looks here we go. Let's go ahead and Pete Hesef is going to talk. So let me go ahead and insert this tab. Let's go ahead and hit the volume here, and then we go ahead and
24 years ago, Islamist terrorists massacred nearly 3,000 innocent American lives in New York City, Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and right here at the Pentagon. The building you see behind me, the War Department, was targeted in an act of savage evil. And today on these hallowed grounds, we gather to honor those victims and heroes with the resolve to never forget. We gather to pay tribute to the first responders who charged into the flames and up the stairs, to those trapped on planes fighting their final fight, to the families whose lives were forever altered by that fateful day. Like everyone in this audience, I remember exactly where I was when that first tower struck. A college junior with a fresh set of Army fatigues in my dorm room closet, having just joined Army ROTC. Like too many Americans, I was naive to the threats brewing abroad and infiltrating our shores. But from that day forward, I felt an unshakable call to action, a duty to defend our sacred homeland with everything I had. Like all of you, 9/11 was the ultimate validator to serve. But I was not alone. An entire generation of warriors stepped forward, willing to pay the ultimate price to exact retribution and secure our country. Forged in the crucibles of Afghanistan and Iraq, we stood watch in distant lands on dangerous missions, often, in retrospect, nebulous missions, all to secure our people and so we could live in peace. War is an enduring aspect of the human condition, a tool that, when wielded wisely, ruthlessly punishes enemies intent on terrorizing or subjugating our nation. War must not become a mere tool for global social work, eager to risk American blood and treasure for utopian fever dreams. We should hit hard, wreak vengeance, and return home. For 2 decades, our warriors fought with valor every day, far from home, even though sometimes their leaders gave them nation-building missions and half-baked exits. Thankfully today, we have an American military that President Trump has now rebuilt twice. Yet despite the weight of history, the Department of War will always honor the service of our warriors and all they left behind, never straying from the warrior ethos they and those on 9/11 embodied and deserve. We best honor their memory and the memory of 9/11 by learning the correct lessons of that day and the decades of courage that followed. Full hearts, clear eyes. To every member of our War Department, past and present, you are the best, the real elite, the real 1% of this nation. Standing here today, we honor those 184 rings of the bell, souls lost at the Pentagon and on Flight 77. Even as first responders were grossly outnumbered by the wounded, many ran toward the chaos, cared for the injured, and comforted the dying. It was bedlam. But in that moment, American heroism was laid bare. That purpose, that spirit lives on in uniform today. Despite such tragedies, our republic endured. It endured that day. It endured on Flight 93, charging that cockpit.
I don't like those plane sounds.
It endured over those Islamists. It endured over 2 decades of war, and it endured
Those planes sound way too close to be doing that.
tougher, forged by the blood and courage of patriots. Our job now is to ensure that future generations inherit a strong and vigilant America. 9/11 is vivid for me and all of you, but it will soon live only in the history books for our youngest. We must teach our children that the price of freedom we love is eternal vigilance. Instill in them the importance of upholding America's Constitution, holding tight to our freedom and our faith, and relentlessly pursuing our enemies. Prepare them to defend this nation by the ballot, the wallet, and when necessary, the cloth of our country, because the world remains a viper's nest. It requires us. As I speak, hostile elements plot to curb our power and slaughter our people in our homeland, in our hemisphere, and halfway around the globe. Not everyone needs to wear a uniform, but some of us do. That is our profession and our promise to this nation. In closing, a reading from Scripture, Romans chapter 5, verses 3 through 4. We rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, endurance produces character, and character produces hope. On this day, 24 years ago, we suffered. In the years since, we have endured. Our service and sacrifice have forged our character, and today we stand in hope for the future of our great nation. The young soldiers who take the oath give me hope. The young cops who wear the badge give me hope. The young firefighters who answer the call give me hope. The young agents who patrol our border give me hope. The life, example, and even death of Christ follower and American patriot Charlie Kirk give me hope. Sheer courage, no matter the arena. Charlie, we love you. We know that you have heard the Lord's words.
Wow.
Well done, good and faithful servant. Full heart, clear eyes. Like those on 9/11, it will never be forgotten.
Wow.
So I thank God for all of you and all of our fighters from that day to today and beyond. May God bless our warriors as they ruthlessly seek our enemies on behalf of the fellow citizens they love. We owe you and all of those who witnessed 9/11 nothing less. It is now my great honor to introduce to you our Commander-in-Chief, President Donald J. Trump.
Here comes President Trump.
begin, let me express the horror and grief so many Americans at the heinous assassination of
It went straight to Charlie.
Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people. Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Eric, and his beautiful children. Fantastic people they are. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I said this, they were going to give it to him.
And I can only guarantee you one thing, that we will have a very big crowd.
I said this yesterday.
Thank you, my fellow Americans. 84 years ago this morning, the banks of the Potomac were filled with the clamor of construction workers who broke ground on the building, now known as the Pentagon, on September 11th, 1941. At the time, it was the biggest building ever built. From that moment forward, this structure stood as a monument to American strength, power, and cherished American freedom. Exactly 6 decades later, on September 11th, 2001, those same walls, built with the sweat and muscle, blood of our parents and grandparents, were scarred by flame and shaken by terror as our country came face to face with pure evil. On that fateful day, savage monsters attacked the very symbols of our civilization. Yet here in Virginia and in New York and in the skies over Pennsylvania, Americans did not hesitate. They stood on their feet and they showed the world that we will never yield, we will never bend, we will never give up, and our great American flag will never, ever fail. That terrible morning 24 years ago, time itself stood still. The laughter of school children fell silent. The rush of our traffic came to an absolute halt. And for 2,977 innocent souls and their families, the entire world came crashing down so suddenly. In the quarter of a century since those acts of mass murder, 9/11 family members have felt the weight of missed birthdays and empty bedrooms, journals left unfinished, and dreams left unfulfilled. To every member that still feels a void every day of your lives, the First Lady and I unite with you in sorrow. And today, as one nation, we renew our sacred vow that we will never forget September 11th, 2001. Amid the horror of that morning, some used cell phones and office lines whispered their final words to those who mattered most. They whispered indeed. At 8:59 a.m. aboard United Flight 175, Brian Sweeney called his wife Julie. He told her, "Do good. Go have good times. I totally love you. I'll see you again. I'll meet you up there." 4 minutes later, his plane hit the south tower of the World Trade Center. At 9:12 a.m. aboard American Airlines Flight 77, Renee May called her mom. Just the day before, Renee had learned that she was 7 weeks pregnant, but she never got the chance to share the news. She simply said, "I love you, Mom." 25 minutes later, Renee's plane struck the Pentagon. So violent, a strike it was. At 9:53 a.m. aboard United Flight 93, Elizabeth Wayneo called her stepmom. They're getting ready to break into the cockpit. What do? I love you so much. They're going to break in. 10 minutes later, Flight 93 ended in the hallowed field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. At 10:25 a.m., Tom McGinnis was trapped on the 92nd floor of the North Tower when he told his wonderful wife, Elena, on the phone, "There are people jumping from the floors above us. We get out of here, it'll be a total miracle. I love you, darling. Take care of Caitlin, beautiful daughter." 3 minutes later, the tower fell. Out of the ash, we witnessed the awesome power of that incredible love. We've seen it rise again. Out of the wreckage, we watched unbelievable courage suddenly take form. And out of the darkness, we saw the timeless truth of American character shine for the world to see. In America, we take blows, but we never buckle. We bleed, but we do not bow. And we defy the fear, endure the flames, and emerge from the crucible of every hardship stronger, prouder, and greater than ever before. Last year, we were a dead country. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. In New York, there were heroes like Chuck Costello, 46-year-old elevator mechanic, and a member of the Knights of Columbus. He selflessly ran into the World Trade Center to free people trapped in the elevators. His body was not found until the following January, deep under the debris. While going through his belongings, Chuck's widow, Mary, a phenomenal woman, discovered a personal prayer written in his own words: "Help me to light the way for those in the dark. And when I enter the darkness, let me not panic, but patiently wait to remember the light." Beautiful words. When the time came, Chuck ran boldly into the darkness of hell on earth, and now he shines in the light of heaven above. We remember him this morning. That day we learned that the American heroic spirit was all around us. We saw it in the police officers, the great firefighters, the service members here at the Pentagon, and in the hearts of every American who answered history's call. One such hero was Army Sergeant First Class Steve Workman, who was on the edge of the impact zone when this incredible Pentagon was hit. He was right there. After leading hundreds of people to escape routes, Steve turned back and plunged into the inferno itself. Pushing through the debris, he came upon a severely burned Navy lieutenant, the only survivor from the Navy Command Center. Only one. The wounded lieutenant looked into Steve's soul and said, "Don't let me die." Steve replied, "I won't. I've got you. Just hang on." He wheeled the lieutenant out of the wreckage of the back of a maintenance cart before getting in the ambulance and taking him to Walter Reed Hospital. That man Steve saved, Lieutenant Kevin Schaefer, went on to join the elite team of CIA operatives who located Osama bin Laden. Steve, you're an American hero. We appreciate it. We appreciate what you've gone through. Please stand. Please stand. Good looking man. Very good looking guy. You remember that day. You remember that day. Good. Thank you very much, Steve. That was something. That was something. In the years that followed, America's warriors avenged their fallen and sent an unmistakable message to every enemy around the world. If you attack the United States of America, we will hunt you down and we will find you. Go all over this sometimes magnificent earth. We will crush you without mercy and we will triumph without question. That's why we named the former Department of Defense, the Department of War. It will be different. We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before that and in between. And then we decided to change the name. Well, now we have it back to where we all wanted. Everybody wanted it. Everybody is so happy to have it back. You will fail and America will win, win, win. The enemy will always fail. 24 years have passed since that Tuesday morning in September, and an entire generation of Americans have come of age in a totally different world. While they cannot remember the agony of that day, they are carrying on the legacy of those who lost. Around 8:30 a.m. on the morning of the attacks, Army Lieutenant Colonel Kip Taylor sent an email to his friends and family describing the joys of fatherhood and his excitement for the upcoming birth of his unborn son. He wrote, "After you have kids, there are days that you just get going and you say, 'Hi, honey, I'm home.' What we do until that moment pales in comparison, but just that little statement, 'Hi, honey,' so American, so beautiful." But that's really the point of it all, isn't it? An hour after he sent that email, Flight 77 flew into Colonel Taylor's Pentagon office and claimed the life of a very proud father and true patriot. 6 weeks later, on October 25th, 2001, Colonel Warren Luke then tragically lost his mom to cancer when he was just 2 years old, leaving him to be raised by his father's brother. As a young boy, Luke asked his uncle about the folded flag on the bookshelf, and when he learned about his dad's decades of devotion to the Army and the horrors of September 11th, that's when he learned. Luke carried that memory with him and joined the ROTC as a college freshman. He graduated just last year, and I'm pleased to say he is with us today as a second lieutenant and doing very well. He's rising quickly in the infantry, preparing for Army Ranger School. The spitting image of his dad, they say, Luke says that every time he puts on a uniform, he feels connected to his father and to our country. It was a father he never knew. Luke, your parents are together in heaven, and they could not be prouder of the man that they have produced. They produced you. Those two great people produced you. Luke, please stand. Thank you. You look good, Luke. You look good. They're looking down on you. They're very proud. This morning, we recall the light of America's best and bravest and the love that they showed in their final moments. In their memory, we make a solemn pledge and a noble promise. We will honor always our great heroes. You are our heroes. There's a group of people that don't want to talk about our heroes, but we will always talk about our heroes. That's the way our country is, and that's the way the people feel. We will defend the nation they served, the values they upheld, and the freedom for which they died. We will support our troops, we will protect our families, and we will preserve the American way of life for every future generation. We will build taller, grow stronger, fight harder, and soar higher. And together we will go forward as one people with one heart, one faith, one flag, and one glorious destiny under Almighty God. May God bless the memories of those who died and the heroes who fought and the soldiers who still stand watch. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So that was Trump, and
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of God Bless America, and remain standing for the benediction.
okay, so you're gonna do the God Bless America stuff, but I'm getting super. My eyes are actually getting a little crazy on me. It's too early in the morning for my eyes to be acting up. and acted a little crazy. Oh, what a day yesterday was, and today, and they still haven't found the damn shooter. And the fact that we're able to find the rifle, like the rifle, out in the wooded area. I mean, how did they know he went in a certain direction that way? And I don't know, something's just weird. It's just very weird. I gotta put drops in my eye. That's what I need to do. It doesn't help my eyes in the beginning, but it helps in the long run. But it makes my vision a little bit not so good. Oof. Yeah. Oh, it looks like I have tears. Like, let me see if I can see any tears. Mm-hmm. It looks watery, but that's just the eye drops that I put on. They help with my eyes. But my goodness. It's hard to see where I put the drops. Alright. I'll try to do my best. Let's see what we got here. I do have those paranormal that I want to watch. And it's 2 of them. And then I'm going to drop off and then be back later on this evening for Tyson De La Cruz, who's going to be up here on My Mind Over Your Matter at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific. It's going to be a good show. I believe tonight we're going to probably break down this Charlie Kirk and everything that's going on and why they're not releasing the pictures or video of the individual who suspectedly who shot Charlie. So if they have video of the individual running with the weapon or concealing the weapon while running, that could be very helpful in catching the individual who has committed this horrific crime, horrible assassination. And I believe, you know how I say in my channel, an eye for an eye. And what you do to kill someone should be the same way you go out and die, right? So the fact that one shot, right? One shot, possible chest, neck area, and dying pretty much instantly. Because the way he got shot, I saw the video. The way he got shot, and then he dropped, like he went like one of those like that's it. I knew he was dead. I knew automatically. I knew he was dead. I was like, this is not good. The surgery say, oh, he's in surgery or he's in the hospital and he's in critical condition and now he's in stable condition. No, what they were doing, they were removing his organs. He 9 out of 10 was an organ donor, and they put him in straight into surgery to remove the organs and to prep them for to get transplanted to other patients that are on waiting lists for organs. I guarantee you a lot of individuals got a phone call stating that they have an organ to transplant, and they go to the hospital and they get prepped up, and the organ is transplanted into the patient. You know, that's how it happens. That's what organ donors are for, is to donate your organs to another so they can continue on with their lives. It's just really disturbing. You know, it's but yes, he was in surgery, but the surgery was not to save his life. The surgery was to harvest his organs and to harvest his heart, his everything, you know. It that's just tough, right? Just to even think about it is really tough, and it's not good feeling, you know, in my stomach. Just not a good feeling in my stomach. So let's go ahead and finish off this morning with a couple of paranormal videos. I got 2 of them open, and those are the only 2 I'm going to watch. And then I'm going to jump off here and try to get some stuff going here. And I'll be back on tonight at 7:30 with Tyson De La Cruz. With that said, everything's ready. Everything's prepped. Okay, let's watch this together. Put the sound up. How about that?
Which has some weird stuff. Are you in night vision? Are you in night vision? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm saying. Let me get in front of you though, so that way I can oh, close me. Hey, that's a bat. There's bats in here. Oh, close me.
Hey. Yeah. Bat.
There's bats in here.
It's Batman. Batman's there.
What is it with that, bro?
I remember at one point while we were walking down a cell block, I could see through like this grated metal that on the floor on the opposite side was a small dead bird.
That's always a bad sign. Dead bird.
Oh, man.
You see it?
I guess it's not uncommon to encounter dead animals, maybe especially dead birds that have fallen out of a nest. But on previous paranormal investigations, typically if we see a dead animal, it's usually a bad omen.
Imagine living in here, bro.
That would suck, dude.
This is the hallway that you have to walk.
Yeah.
And then you get to go to the kitchen and you don't see the sun for years.
However long, yeah.
Look at this. Did we go this way? I don't think we did.
I don't think so. Want to check it real quick?
Yeah.
Ooh, cold air.
Very cold air. This is the place where their family would come and visit them.
Hey, bro.
I'll give you $50. You stick your arm all the way down in there up to your.
Touch me.
Does it feel cold over there? Yeah. Nothing, right?
No, sorry.
You found an ovilus in there. Oh, you had that the whole time. Is anybody here? Can you come close to this device in my hand?
If there's someone making footsteps down there, can you come closer? In one of the cell blocks, there was a cell that has a checkerboard and a bunch of cigarettes that are left there. And we were told that there's a particular entity that likes to linger in that area.
I'd like to play a little bit of checkers. Well, what if I jump your piece and take it with me? I'd like to play a little bit of checkers. I'd like to play a little bit of checkers. I'd like to play a little bit of checkers. What do you think about that?
I am like deep in the catacombs of this floor. I have no idea how to get back to where I was. Yo.
Here, I'm gonna smell over here with cigarettes in it, and it says, kill, lust, always, dirty.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll come in here and see what's. This just went crazy when I was in here.
Did you see the cigarette here?
You see the cigarettes here? And how dirty it is?
You gonna get mad if I take a cigarette?
We typically don't provoke at all when we're on these investigations, but if we've sat there for hours and we're not getting anything visually or auditorily, sometimes we attempt by any means necessary.
What are you gonna do if I break your cigarette?
I wonder which one of these
Hey.
you caught smoking.
Were you saving this for later? You saving this for later? Pick it up then. Come close to the device. I actually snapped a cigarette in half. I was like, if you're really here, if this is yours, do something. Show me that you're here. And at the time of doing that, nothing really happened. So I wasn't too worried about it. Just remember, I'm the one that broke your cigarette. So if you got a problem with me, come find me. I'll be in the building. There was one floor in particular that actually made us a little bit uncomfortable because this is where they housed, let's just say, adults that liked minors, because certain words, obviously, you can't say on YouTube.
This floor that we're on is where they used to house the PEDs. You know, I don't want to say it. Video demonetized.
Yeah.
We should put REM pods on each end.
Smart.
And sit in the middle.
Good idea.
And do like a yes, no in the middle, you know? So we heard that the inmates that were here used to like minors. Is that true? Can you light up the yes, no prism?
Just knowing that detail about that area made us extremely uncomfortable.
You can come close to any of these devices. We have one down at the end of this hall. We have one all the way over there on that end, on the floor. And then we have these right here. All you have to do is get close to one. Let us know that you're here. That was definitely like 1,000%. Why don't you come over here? Come close, come hang out. You were in a prison with some of the toughest criminals and rapists, and you survived that, so you shouldn't be afraid of just a couple little devices. It's not gonna hurt you. That was great. We could hear you. Sounds like you're getting close, but obviously you're not close enough to light up the device down there at the end. Can you get next to that thing? It'll start blinking. It's like a toy.
At one point, we tried to play a game with the spirits in case he tapped the metal repeatedly and tried to see if he could get someone to repeat the pattern.
Let's play this game. I'm gonna tap a certain amount of times, and if you could tap back the same amount of times, that would be amazing. Okay. You like playing games, yeah? Here we go. I'm gonna give you 3 to start, and I just want you to do the same thing wherever you're at. Ready?
Louder, please.
All right, here. Let me give you a simple one. You ready? Repeat after me. The first few times that I tried to knock, we heard like little ticks and sounds in the background, but it wasn't anything that was definitive, like a clear pattern repeating me.
Oh, I heard the bang, boom, boom.
You're hearing it right. Yeah. Did you hear that voice too?
Yeah. Legit 3 knocks in the same order. That sounded like it was coming from down the hall right near us.
Wow.
Did you hear that voice too? Yeah. I heard 3 knocks and a groan. It went bing, bing, bing. like, look, it's down there. Someone said that girl. That was so audible.
It was.
Can you get close to that device down there and give us another little knock? Let's try 2 this time. Can you do that?
It made it blip twice, right?
It blinked twice.
Let's try 2 this time. Can you do that?
1, 2, yeah.
It made it blip twice, right?
We tested the gymnasium for over 30 minutes with the EMF detector and an obelisk, and we were not getting any responses.
Nothing was coming through. We weren't getting many responses, but once we left the gymnasium, that's when things got a little bit crazy.
Yeah, you heard that?
I heard a voice from in here.
Camera.
Okay, we gotta go.
While Casey and I were talking, we both stopped immediately because we heard a distinct voice of a man praying.
Let's go in there quick. That sounds like somebody praying, bro. That was somebody saying a prayer.
There was somebody in there saying a prayer.
Bro, if the people that give us a tour,
this is the hole.
What?
This is the hole. Right.
Yeah, this is the hole, dude. If the people who give us a tour are not in here, I don't know how to explain that one. It's locked. How do we get in here? It's all locked. That means she's not in there. Nobody's in there.
Bro.
Hey, real shit. Go grab her and tell her we need to get in there.
Okay.
That's tricky, dog. We got to explore that right now. Bro, you heard that as audible as
Yeah,
I
I
did?
heard that like it was. Dude. Here, stay close to here. You have a flashlight? You have a flashlight?
I immediately ran to the front office where the 2 people sat that originally gave us our initial tour.
Gateway.
React.
No way.
Magic.
Hey. Is there any way we can get in the hole?
Yeah.
We were just outside the door. We literally heard someone praying. audibly on both cameras.
They were both right where we left them. There was nobody present other than us over in that area.
Now you can go underneath. If you'll jerk really hard on that door, you'll go down those steps instead of going up that ramp.
Okay.
Go down those steps, and that door will take you the whole be right on your way.
We literally just heard like audible man voice, 4 or 5 sentences on every camera we have. Insane.
The look on both of their faces when I told them that what we just experienced was shocked, but also kind of like, yeah, we're not surprised.
When I was out there by myself, that was one of the most terrifying moments in any prison that I visited for me.
Huh? Yeah.
Wow. Like a conversation.
Oh my God.
I'm hearing this voice coming from down inside the hole, and it's getting louder. It's getting angrier. I know that a lot of people that watch this video are going to say, well, why didn't you rush down there to see what it was? Because the voice itself sounded aggressive, and it's saying things like my prison. It's screaming curse words. It was absolutely horrifying.
Wow.
There was no amount of money that you could have paid me to go down there by myself.
By the time I got back to Casey, he was standing on top of the staircase that led down to the hole, and the voice we'd heard had completely stopped.
It completely stopped.
It just stopped, completely stopped. It went dead silent.
When he played me back the sounds he heard coming from down below the hole, it sounded demonic as
Oh my God.
Like they're talking.
When I played it back for Colton, listening back to the footage, him and I could both hear clearly, like it sounded like something demonic. I don't know what that was that I encountered when I was out there, but it felt horrifying. It sounded aggressive, and I don't think it had good intentions by any means.
Bro, down here, be careful, bro. Listen to me.
We searched the entire downstairs, even the cells in the hole, and the upstairs section was closed off.
I've been doing this long enough that I've formed a healthy fear of the paranormal. I've been choked, scratched, pushed by paranormal entities, and I'm fully aware that if an entity has enough energy and it's malevolent, it will try to harm you if you're provoking it too much.
I have to know what that is. We need to find out how to get up there. I'm literally going to go in there now.
I just walked with the camera on recording someone was sitting in that room.
Her and him were there?
On the opposite side of the property.
Really?
Yeah.
We canvassed the whole building and we couldn't hear another peep.
Look, this shit is all fucking taped off, but I'm thinking fucking go around the back and look, bro. I gotta know what that is, bro.
And now it's just done? Like, is that really a thing? Next, we went outside to the whipping post. This has a very dark history on it, and we actually put the yes/no prism on top of it. Can you light up either side of the prism? Let us know that you're here with us right now. We heard there's a lot of activity out here.
Were you someone who was a victim of the whipping post? Were you here for
Yes.
cussing? No way.
Someone that was a victim of the whipping post.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
We got an immediate response, which we thought was an indication that whatever we were communicating with had strong feelings towards the questions we were asking.
Holy fuck. That was pretty clear and pretty quick. Have you been one of the ones that have been making noises throughout the prison while we've been in here? We heard a lot of tapping noises. Someone tapped back at us. We heard a voice earlier. Was that you? Or are you someone different? Were you one of the kids that got sent here?
Wow.
Yes. Just to make sure that our device is working properly and make sure that we can communicate with you clearly, can you light up the other side just to let us know that you have the ability? If you could do that, that would be incredible. It'll light up red. Is that 2 yeses? I've never seen that before.
It's flashing green.
Yeah, one side's supposed to light up red. Did you see that? We approached a building where we knew that the hole was underneath it, which is solitary confinement. For those of you who don't know what the hole is, this is the place where prisoners would go when they were on bad behavior. They would be locked in, dead silence, darkness. Dude, it's fucking pitch black in here, bro.
It is pitch ass black in here.
And the echo.
Dude, that's every day, all day.
Let's do a thing. Let's experience what this is like.
Yeah.
You know?
So Colton and I are in solitary confinement now. We're in a place called The Hole, which is pitch black 24 hours a day. And I'm gonna cut the flashlight right now so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Damn.
It's like the same conditions every place I've ever been.
Get used to the hole.
I think the scariest thing about being here is potentially the reason why you got here in the first place. Like they were talking about, like cussing, being rude in public, saying the wrong word in front of somebody, and then being thrown in a dark cell hole where no one cares. No, everyone forgot you're here.
I packed up all the devices. I had the night vision camera in my hand. We were kind of walking around in the dark, trying to see if we could catch anything cool on camera, like maybe a shadow figure. Pitch black in here, bro.
What's that all over your screen?
Yeah, I don't even remember which way we're supposed to go to get out. What is this? Oh,
what just moved in there?
The camera's blurry, but I think that I just caught a cabinet moving. Yeah, it's still moving. It's still moving, bro. Look. Do you see that? Do you see that?
I was looking through Casey's viewfinder and I could see movement inside of this dark room. I didn't know exactly what I just saw.
Dude, I was looking right at your screen as it happened.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You do see it moving open.
And I could have sworn I saw a shadow move, but then I realized it was actually a cabinet moving on its own. Got it clear as day, and it was freaky as hell.
What the? What is this?
That shit
literally just moved again.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's here with us, can you move the cabinet again if you're here? Later, playing back the footage, we saw two cabinet doors open almost simultaneously with each other, and no one was present. We're talking about a room that has no windows and one door, the door that we were looking through.
Dude, this shit is pitch black in here, bro.
What's that follow your screen?
Yeah, I don't even remember which way we're supposed to go to get out. What is it?
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
Oh,
The top and the bottom.
Hang on. Let me. Like I think both of these moved, bro. I think this one here opened, and then that one like started to close.
All I saw was literally like the shade of brown shift, and then you jumped. And
You know
I
what
jumped.
makes me really fucking uncomfortable?
Oh,
The fact that we just played that demonic prayer.
yeah, dude.
This place was definitely haunted, but I don't think it was just haunted by regular spirits. This place is haunted by some very dark energies, spirits that were prisoners in their past lives, spirits that have done very evil things in the past.
The place is plagued with terrible history. If you hear the details of everything that went on in this place, it's no wonder that this is so incredibly active with negative energy. The whole prison is a giant monolith in the shape of an upside down cross. The whole land is plagued by poisonous rattlesnakes. Over 10,000 deaths have been documented here. Like, it's a place that is primed for demonic, negative, spiritual activity.
I think that when we were there, I actually managed to anger one of them. That's what happens. You shouldn't go to haunted places like this and try to provoke. But I will say that provoking did bring out some sort of activity that we may not have gotten if I didn't provoke.
My big takeaway, as far as like my own emotional response to things that we were experiencing there, was definitely the voices we heard above the hole. I cannot express to you how awestruck, fear-struck we were in that moment. We're both looking at each other like, this is probably the most intense Class A auditory EVP, if you want to call it that we've ever experienced. We captured it on all of our audio devices, both cameras clear as day.
Oh my God.
That is crazy. Such a good show, man. Paranormal Activity, it's wild. These investigations is unique, and we got one more to go through, and then I'm wrapping up the show. It's about 33 minutes long, so let's go ahead and watch this one, and then I'll wrap up, and then I'll be back on tonight with Tyson De La Cruz to talk about probably Charlie. We're going to be talking about Charlie Kirk, dying at an early age of 31. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting talk. So be here tonight for that. With that said, let's go ahead and watch this next one, this next video.
This ready? Sure. Is that it? Is it unlocked? I think so. No, sure. There you go. You on night vision? Yeah. Oh, it's dark in here. Then they weren't kidding. What? they started construction and stopped all of a sudden because of activity. That's exactly what it looks like here.
It was extremely cold out that night when we showed up to the property. Just going into the house, it's like my fingertips were already numb. We could already see our breath outside. But once we got into the house, strangely, it felt colder inside than it did on the outside.
Wow.
Stinks a little bit in here. You good?
Things are going nuts.
Oh yeah, you know what? Good. Hopefully this one goes nuts too.
Yeah.
Let's see. What'd it say?
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
So I have an Ovilus running that's attached to this pretty popular app. And honestly, I like using some of the apps because you have to imagine these specific devices that we have that are designed to do one thing. We all have supercomputers in our pockets that all have EMF detectors in them. They all have radio detectors, some sort of radio frequency interceptor, whether it be UHF or VF. The fact that I'm able to use this thing that's just already in my pocket for all these multiple devices is invaluable to me.
Colton and I are under the impression already that we're there to make communication with a little boy. So that was kind of weird hearing I'm scared come through. Oh yeah, you know what? Good. Hopefully this one goes nuts too.
Yeah.
Let's see. What'd it say?
I'm scared.
I'm scared. Okay, well, we know that we're here to communicate with the spirit of a little boy. Goes by the name Oliver. If you're here with us right now, Oliver, can you come close to one of these devices? Can you use the device and call? What is that? What the f is that, dude?
That sounds like
What did that say?
You shouldn't be here. I remember I'm facing Casey with the camera. I hear dop, 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 dop.
Come close to one of these devices. Can you use the device and call? What is that? What the f is that, dude?
That sounds like
What did that say?
You shouldn't be here.
Within 1 minute, stepping into the home, I hear this banging sound, and it sounded like somebody was like stomping down the stairs towards us. Come close to one of these devices. Can you use the device and call? What is that?
That's
what
crazy.
Is that,
Is
dude?
it sound?
That sounds like
What did that say?
Yo, good morning, Albie.
You shouldn't be here.
Hello?
No way. And a round, dark ball rolls onto the bottom landing of the staircase.
What the f?
Where the f did that even come from?
Yeah. Balls don't just fucking fall downstairs on their own. Hello?
This is mostly right now for the viewers' sake. Hello, hello.
What's it saying?
Friend.
Friend. You want to be our friend? Oliver? Oh, hey. Check this out.
Baby boy.
First baby boy. Dream big. A lot of writing on the walls. Toy up here.
What the hell?
Even though this place was being remodeled, there was a lot of old remnants still within the house from the previous owners. We're talking about mattresses, kids' toys, pictures and stickers on some of the walls. Oliver, do you want to be our friend? You could talk to us through the device in Colton's hand. Already on edge, bro. What do we got?
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for communicating with us. Is it all right if we're in your house right now with you? We just heard you say friend.
God.
God.
Are you searching for God? Are you waiting for God? Did you expect to meet God and you haven't?
Bunch of Kids, little boys' stickers all over the walls. There was also little stickers of like footballs and stars and stuff. So you can imagine that these 2 rooms probably belong to younger boys.
Dude, this place is.
Tell us what you want. Can you let us know what you want? Can you say something?
This is creepy, this room.
What is
You know?
Do you know? Do we know what? Dear God. Thing just said God a second ago. I am your creation, your friend.
Wow.
It just said God and friend. Your observer. Help me live my life to the fullest. In the one room that we believe to be Oliver's room, strangely, I saw that there was like Bible verses written on the walls. One of the verses said, clear as day, God, capital letters, friend. These are 2 words that we just had specifically come through on the obelisk. Look at this one. I promise the closer I get to you, the better this all feels, the realer it seems to get. Did this mean something to you while you were alive, Oliver? Creepy doll. Oh, it's missing an eyeball.
This is just too eerie right now.
It really is.
Why would they leave?
I don't know. I mean, I just think that they have a lot of remnants in this house that they probably just haven't gotten rid of yet.
It's possible. I'm just wondering why they clear the whole house out.
Leave like a few days, right?
Our contact told us it's still remnants of the previous residents of the house, but he told us that all of their items had been like pushed into the corner and stacked up on each other. I found it incredibly strange that specifically in the kids' room, all of the toys were sprawled out as if someone had recently been playing with them.
Hey guys, if you love the channel, the best way to show your support is by checking out my brand new merch line.
That is very wow, man.
And as a bonus for you tuning in,
let's go ahead and move it forward.
Okay, so this is all being remodeled.
This looks like as far as they got.
Important to note too, to the viewers, that there is absolutely no power or water in here. There's literally no electricity, so any kind of EMF spikes that we get, it's impossible that it's coming from the house itself. Yeah, nothing. This room is trippy. I think we should just stand in here and see if the obelisk gives us any more words. You already said friend. You said God. Oh, as soon as we came in here, what did it say?
Dark.
Dark. You want it dark? I'll go lights out.
Okay.
You got night vision on?
Yeah.
Oh, it's dark. Is this what you wanted?
That had to have been you that pushed the ball. You can select from the words in the words tube obelisk, or you can come near that. It's got a little green light.
Oliver, we have a bunch of devices that we're going to test tonight. We're going to go grab a few more. We have what?
What? Was that there the whole time?
It was in this room. Where was it when we came in?
That corner was empty.
Did that just move right now?
I have no idea, dude.
Did you happen to catch it on camera?
I'm gonna have to look.
Okay. Well, that's weird. Honestly, I don't remember. When I first came in, I kind of like
I know
this
for
doll.
sure that corner was empty, so that must have moved.
We're gonna go grab a few more. We have what?
Was that there the whole time?
It was in this room.
both of us, both of our eyes fingers on us, or
I don't know.
both of our minds telling us that it wasn't?
Huh. That's interesting.
A little ominous for a child, huh?
Yeah, that looks like something our fans would draw.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, let's get a static camera up here.
Okay.
And I think we should put some REM pods in the hall.
That's a good idea.
We'll definitely put something right there to chirp.
Did you hear it sounded like maybe like 3 footsteps or something?
No.
It's like no. There was one point that Colton was talking and I was almost positive that I heard footsteps. It sounded like tiny footsteps running behind Colton.
We'll definitely put something right there to chirp.
He was talking so he didn't actually hear it as clearly as me, but when I listened back to the audio, I could definitely hear something.
There's a chirp.
Did you hear it sounded like maybe like 3 footsteps or something?
No.
It's like no. Okay. Yeah, let's get a static cameras. We decided to go grab static cameras and we set up one static camera in what we believe to be Oliver's room. And then we set up another static camera on the stairwell facing up because the ball had just come down these stairs. We put one in another room upstairs and one in a room downstairs. So we had 4 static cameras running the entire time we were there. All right, so we got a bunch of different devices set up right now. We have a REM pod over here by the main stairs. We put 3 of these, well, we call them like cat balls, but these are basically like EMF detectors in a way. If they move or detect any kind of movement, they'll start blinking. We have static camera up here on this room. That's rolling right now. We have 2 more static cameras downstairs. We have this, which is pretty much like a REM pod, but it plays music if anything comes near it. We also decided to bring out a bunch of devices that we haven't used in a while. We have these tiny plastic balls that light up if they detect any kind of movement or any like electromagnetic energy. We thought that these might be a good idea to spread out in Oliver's room. Maybe this will look like a toy to him. We put an EMF detector by the stairwell. We also have a little coffin music box that detects motion. We had that set up in one doorway. So we had a variety of equipment upstairs for whatever entity was present to communicate with us. You got the Ovilus on you?
It's on, yeah.
It's running? Okay, cool. Seemed like you really liked this room the most for some reason. Look, you're already getting a spike as soon as we come over here. That's crazy. Can you light up the device in my hand? Don't. What do you not want us to do? Do you not want us to enter this room?
You're welcome.
Okay, I just said, do you not want us to enter this room? So we're welcome to enter this room? Is that what you're saying? Hey, what's in that other room back here?
Which one?
Wasn't there another kid's room?
Yeah, I think there was this one to the right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the one.
Not even in my shoes. There's a bunch of crazy writing on the walls. For whatever reason, though, it seems like we're getting the most activity. Maybe that was Oliver's room.
Yeah.
Oliver, was this your room over here?
The motion detector coffin starts going off at the end of the hallway, and I literally popped the camera over Casey's shoulder.
Oliver, is that you?
Mm.
Are you lighting up that device right now?
What the hell is triggering it?
It just fucking stopped.
Wow.
And at that moment, my peripheral vision, I see red and blue lights starting to glisten.
Bro.
What?
No.
Corner of my eye. Look at that.
And all 3 of the plastic motion detector balls are going off simultaneously.
Look at that.
Mm.
Dude, all 3 of them? No way.
Dude, at the same time. Which one started first? That one started first, that one went next, and that one was last.
All 3 of the motion detection balls are lighting up simultaneously, and both of us are like 10 feet away from it. So the fact that they were all lighting up at the same time, it was like mind-blowing to us. We also had the static camera in that room the whole time, and the static camera actually captured all 3 of these lighting up on their own, which is pretty incredible.
Mm. Strong energy.
Oliver, you're doing a great job. Can you light up this device in my hand? Can you use Colton's device? Say something? You're getting a reading. You know what? I'm gonna grab the spirit box.
Okay.
And I'm gonna grab I think I'm gonna get the Ouija board, man. Whoa!
Mm.
Bro,
What did you just do?
I didn't do shit. That thing just fucking fell.
As soon as I said maybe we should bring the Ouija board, I felt weird when it left my mouth, but as I was approaching the stairs to go downstairs and grab it, this old box spring just falls over, almost like trying to block me from going down the stairs.
I think I'm gonna get the Ouija board, man. Whoa!
Yeah, that was pushed down.
Casey goes around the corner, and I'm right behind him with the camera. And as soon as he approaches the top of the stairs, I hear a thud, and I catch the box spring literally falling over on the stair landing.
I think I'm gonna get the Ouija board, man. Whoa! Bro, I didn't do shit. That thing just fucking fell. Almost like
It's pushed over.
don't get the Ouija board? Do you not want us to get the Ouija board? Did you catch that?
I think so, yeah.
You got that on your camera too? Is there any way that this could have just fallen on its own? Like from
I mean, maybe the house is old. Could have shifted.
us walking on the floor? I mean, it's pretty balanced like that.
Was it like slowly moving?
No, like just fucking, it looked like it flipped towards us. Like as I was approaching it. Almost like it was blocking the stairway. Just
What
like,
a weird thing to have happen right now.
yeah, and the last thing I said coming around the corner was like, let's get the Ouija board. And then boom.
I took that as an indication that whatever was present here did not want us using the Ouija board. It was extremely shocking the way this thing tipped over. If I was walking downstairs, it would have hit me.
I think I'm gonna get the Ouija board, man.
Wow, you saw that?
Bro, I didn't do shit. That thing just fucking fell. The last thing I said coming around the corner was like, let's get the Ouija board. And then boom. And we haven't gotten any more words on the Oculus now.
Not one, no. It's
Still
sitting
running?
here in my pocket, yeah. This entire time.
Huh. Okay. If you don't want us to use the Ouija board,
No.
are you gonna say something? Seems like you have a very strong presence here.
What the fuck is going on? Oliver, is that you, man? Can you go ahead and
continue to find words in this obelisk.
We have a ton of activity going on up here right now. Now would be the time to try to bring out the Ouija board or the spirit box or something that this entity could deliver us a message through.
This room seemed to give you a lot of words. Maybe just try the obelisk here again.
Oliver, you're doing the thing, man. We'd rather you try to communicate with us with words than just setting our devices off randomly and moving objects. I don't know, dude.
We should check downstairs too. I mean, we didn't even get through.
Next to the REM pod?
Yeah, I mean, well, we didn't even get like anything really downstairs. We just came up right away. What's downstairs?
That idea. Oh boy.
Dude.
No, it's cold. Look at
It's
that.
like fucking ice cold down here. It's way colder down here than it was upstairs.
Wow.
Damn, bro.
That's a really strong energy for sure.
There's really not much down here. What's this? Couple more mattresses. I mean, bro, I know that like that was a pretty much like direct indication. Don't use a Ouija board.
Yeah.
But I feel like we should just do. There's so much activity up there. We should see if we could get something.
We talked it over for a few minutes between each other and we thought, okay, well, we could try the spirit box. Let's grab the Ouija board anyways, just in case, maybe this box spring just fell on its own. There's a lot of loose floorboards up there. Ultimately, we did end up setting up a Ouija board session.
We got to try something,
Yeah.
I said, let's grab it. We could do it in the kids' room.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
And things got really, really weird very fast.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
No fucking.
No fucking with you. You already know how this goes.
Colton and I are in this kids' room and we're trying to use the Ouija board. We spin it 3 times like we always do. We don't mess with each other when it comes to using this board.
All right, let's spin it 3 times. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oliver, we know that you're here. You've shown us a ton of signs and activity tonight. Can you just spell something out on this board for us one time and deliver a message? Can you tell us what you want?
Can you help us better understand what you're trying to tell us? Why you're moving objects?
You could also move to the yes or no. Do you want us to leave? You say yes or no.
Both of us have our fingers on the planchette. We're asking questions. Suddenly, we hear the coffin music box start making noise from down the hall.
You can tell us how old you are. You can tell us with the numbers down there, the last year you remember. You can make it so that
Oh shit. Bro, what the
Somebody's running upstairs.
Casey and I are in the middle of the Ouija board session and chaos ensues. I can't turn my head because I know better than to take my hands off the planchette, but all it sounds like is running footsteps from this ear to that ear behind my head.
You can make it so that
Wow. Hear like the steps.
Oh shit, bro! What the is happening right now? Holy shit, dude!
I heard feet running all around us. It sounded like someone ran past the door. It sounded like someone ran in the other room. It was like all over the place. It was the most auditory footsteps either one of us have probably ever heard, and we're both stuck like prey with our hands just attached to this planchette. Like, we can't let go of this board right now, but there's a lot of weird things happening around us that we cannot explain.
you can make it so that
Yeah, that's yeah. Beautiful steps. It's like someone walking. Oh shit, bro! What the is happening right now? Holy shit, dude! Dude, it just went. It was like, don't go to goodbye. I can't take my hands off. Don't go to goodbye yet.
Oliver, if that's you, can you please spell something on this board? We can hear you. We know that you're present.
Bro, I have chills in until this is surreal.
dude, I'm frozen right now.
I have extremely physical emotional reactions to anything paranormal. So if I hear sounds and I can't see something that made them, if I have feelings or if I hear noises or I hear voices, every single sense in my body, it's hairs on end.
I can't turn my back. I can't move my hands.
What's happening? I don't see anything.
Oliver, can you please use this board to spell something?
It just stopped. That was intense. It was like over there, then over there, then over there.
After a couple minutes of high anxiety, the footsteps completely stopped. The tones from the REM pod aren't going off anymore. We continue to ask questions adamantly for 15 minutes and absolutely nothing.
The REM
Did
pod.
you see anything over my shoulder at all?
No. The REM pod blipped, I think, too.
Dude, that was going beep, 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 random beep, 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 in the middle of it.
It was literally insanity. All these different footsteps happening around us, and then it just stops. It was just from chaos to like pure silence. And we're both just sitting here like, what do we do now?
Try to ask him something.
Oliver, since you're moving around the house and you're interacting with all of our other devices, can you come interact with this board, please?
Can you tell us your age? Can you point to the numbers on the board?
Dude. Yeah, no, this is fucking crazy, bro.
We kept trying to ask questions, seeing if maybe whatever was present would use the planchette, but they decided not to.
We did a spirit box test. We did yes and no tests. We did EVPs. We did everything that we had in our bag of tricks, and nothing else produced any results for us.
We stayed the duration of the night. None of the other devices were giving us any kind of activity. We couldn't get the yes/no prism to work. We tried the Ouija board downstairs. That didn't work. But what we did capture was so impactful. It was so shocking, the moments that we encountered.
We had a vague direction that we wanted to move in when we started this investigation. We were hoping to get direct communication and an affirmation of some sort of confirmation that we were indeed communicating with this child spirit, Oliver.
There was a lot of strange activity happening here that cannot be explained. The motion detection balls all moving on their own at the same time. the basketball falling down the stairs. There was actually a small tricycle in one of the rooms we were in. We went lights out. It moved by the time we cut the flashlight back on. The footsteps, just so many things that can't be explained.
We've recently kind of redid our toolkit, and we have so many devices that we never thought of in the earlier seasons, in the earlier times we were doing investigations. And I'm telling you, in these past 6 to 12 months, our static cameras have produced more evidence for us than we ever would have imagined.
But the one thing that we couldn't get an answer to, ultimately, we wanted to know if whatever is residing within that house is actually the spirit of a little boy named Oliver. And we couldn't get an answer to that. So
unfortunately, I feel like we came short of that goal.
It was a little bit disappointing. I was hoping that we could confirm who we were communicating with, but at the end of the day, we didn't.
Wow, that's shocking. But the trend truth is here, and I am out of here. It was a good morning show, a little wake and bake to start the day. Be here later on this evening for Hanging with Tyson. Tyson De La Cruz will be on the show tonight at 7:30. So be here, be square, come with your questions, ready to ask and participate. We will be talking about the Charlie Kirk stuff and maybe some other news, but we're going to probably stick more to that Charlie and see what happens tonight. With that said, have a good day, and yeah, just be careful out there. All right, peace for now.